could be anywhere doing a lot of different things, but you chose to be here.
Some shows don't need a celebrity narrator to introduce the show, but this show does. In a world filled with endless opportunities, why would two men who have built 13 multi-million-dollar businesses altruistically invest 5 hours per day to teach you the best practice business systems and moves that you can use? Because they believe in you, and they have a lot of time on their hands. They started from the bottom, now they're here. It's the Thrivetime show starring the former U.S. Small Business Administration's Entrepreneur of the Year, Clay Clark, and the entrepreneur trapped inside an optometrist's body, Dr. Robert Zillner. 2 men, 8 kids, co-created by 2 different women, 13 multi-million-dollar businesses.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here.
Mr. Clyde started from the bottom, and now we're at the top, teaching you the systems to get what we got. Colton Dixon's on the hooks, I break down the books. The C's bringing some wisdom and the good looks. As the father of 5, that's why I'm alive. So if you see my wife and kids, please tell them hi. It's the CNC up on your radio, and now 3, 2, 1, here we go.
We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here. Started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, now we're here. We started from the bottom, and we'll show you how to get here.
Resourceful on the agenda. You should find a document, Sean. If you look up the word resource, I guess you'll find this document. Pull it up there. And then scroll down and keep going down a little bit. Maybe look for resource one more time. Command F that thing. Okay, yeah. Click on that thing. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. So pull it up on the screen, and then for the online audience, we'll look at me less and this more because it'll be better, Natalie, for their benefit. People get depressed when they look at me too much, so we'll get the great pale male off the screen. Okay, here we go. So, who remembers when you started a business, or maybe you want to? Who remembers when you started? Who's kind of in the spot where you want to? Okay. Who's here? It's great, awesome. Okay. So we're good. So, but when you start a company, you know, there's that messy middle. There's that stuff where you're going, I don't know if this is a good fit right now. There's kind of that. It's like when you go to shake someone's hand. You know, I'm not saying you want to meet Alex Jones. I'm not saying you do, but if you do, hey, this is Alex Jones. He talks like that. You know, so I remember the first time I met Alex Jones. I'm over here in the line, and I see him right, and I go, Alex, and he's like, Clay Clark, how are you? That's how he talks. Very loud, very aggressive, modern Viking. Clay Clark, how are you? And he goes to shake my hand, but he just came out of a porta potty. Because it's weird, you know, because I hadn't seen him face to face, you know. And you know what I mean? When you see someone, how many of you have done that before? Like you see somebody and you want to say goodbye, but you also kind of say hello and you feel like an idiot somehow because you're like, bye hello, sell high, real estate tip on the way out. Who's ever done that? You know what I mean? You see someone, bye hello, and you're like, you get in your car, like, what was that? You ever done that? Or who's ever said bye to someone at the store only to see them 2 aisles later? And then you're kind of like, do I reestablish the hello? And then that, so, hey, April, we were getting bye. But then at checkout again. And now I'm like, she thinks I'm checking her out or something because I am at the checkout and it's weird now, you know? And then my car's next to yours and I'm like, just forget it, just leave, you know? How many of you know entrepreneurship's like that? Isn't it like that? Entrepreneurship's like that. It's like going to the airport and you can't find your wallet and you're not doing to disappoint everybody. So it's kind of like that. So this was my story. I want to get Sawyer's story on this, but this is my 1989 hand-painted Ford Escort. You say, why would you hand-paint a Ford Escort? Well, I bought a car and I bought it myself, paid $1,200. Shocking. $1,200 is what started the empire, you know. And nice. There it is. And then it had been in an accident, so I was like, we got to fix that. So I wrote the word Kung Pao on it because I dated a girl whose dad was into Kung Pao chicken. I thought Gary would appreciate it. Gary didn't like it at all, actually. Gary thought it was a hideous thing, but that's what happened. And then 1.21 gigawatts. That's what Marty McFly needed to go back to the future. Those are important. And then I just, that's where my headspace was. But I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that I was a DJ. So that's what it was. And you'd drive by and you're like, did you hand paint that? Yes, I did. Were you high? Yeah, I actually got high in the process of painting.
Nobody's going to get that from what was painted on there unless you explained the Kung Pao in the 1.21.
Nobody got it.
Yeah.
Nobody got it. Like, is this a cryptic thing? What is this? Anyway, I'm just saying as you start, Sean, go back to our document here. There's some more pictures. I'm just trying to get you going because somebody here, you feel like you don't qualify to have success. Yellow Pages. I remember this. So, who remembers Yellow Pages? Good time, great. Who really remembers your alarm flashing 12 and you couldn't figure it out and you try to play it off like you just bought a new one, but you couldn't ever figure it beat you. You couldn't figure out how to set that alarm. It was always flashing 12. Remember that thing? VCR. Why did they put the time on that thing? It does your microwave. Yeah, and it's like insulting your intelligence. Your friend's like, can you not set it? No, I can set it. I just got a new one. I haven't set it yet. I'm not being beat by my VCR. Okay. But so I remember I called my wife. I said, hey, I did the math. I'm a genius. And if we turn off our heat and our air conditioning and we sell the car, which means you're walking to Office Depot to work every day and to Oral Roberts University. And if I'm working at Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV, if I have the holy triumvirate, Applebee's, Target, and DirecTV, I keep all three jobs. Only one time did I show up to Applebee's wearing the wrong shirt. I wore a Target shirt to Applebee's one time. Sleep deprivation. But if I keep three jobs, Applebee's, Target, DirecTV, and you walk to Office Depot and Oral Roberts University, and we have one car, no heat, no AC, we could afford Yellow Pages. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, and I already bought them. Because I'm all in. I've been reading Napoleon Hill, burning the boats. You know, have you ever been around people like this? Okay, are you that person? You are that person.
I'm around that person right now.
Right,
he's standing next to me.
So Jeremy McCaslin's like, this is the biggest sale I've done. I go, let's get a photo. And then I called up Sally Lewis because my wife was still pissed. And how many of you know once you get that energy going, you might as well keep it going. You're getting that crazy zone.
Oh, yeah.
So I called up Sally Lewis and I said, Sally, Yellow Pages, SBC Yellow Pages, and this was yellowpages.com. But then there's SBC AT&T. So I called AT&T. I said, hey, I just bought the biggest ad of the Yellow Pages, and I would like to also buy the biggest in your book because there's two books, Yellow Pages and there's Yellow Book, AT&T Yellow Pages. That's the brand. There's Yellow Book. Two different ones, both yellow. Now they're paperweights, but you get the idea. So I called up Sally Lewis, and I said, hey, can I buy the biggest ad? She said, yeah. You want color? Remember color was a big thing? Color was like, wow, color. You want color? You're bougie. Oh, yeah. So I signed up for that. So now I'm out to about $4,000 a month I've committed to for a year. You can't change your ads because they're not working. The click-through rate isn't working properly. We had a website, but when you clicked it would go, remember that? You would go, you've got mail. That hideous sound from Satan. You go online, you're trying to find a picture of like a giraffe, and it takes a nuclear half-life to download. Remember that? It would just load slowly. Question, do you really want to see this giraffe? Because it would just load. Remember that? Oregon Trail? Come on, I'm taking you back. Remember Oregon Trail? Remember Belle Biv DeVoe? You wanted to get the MP3 off of Napster, but it took like an hour and a half, so you said, forget it. You bought the CD. Remember that? Okay, yeah, there it is. Thank you, Sean. So I'm just telling you, that's where it started for me. So let's go Sawyer. Aaron Tip, Sawyer, who is this guy?
Well, this is a guy who is a home builder near Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Innovative Custom Homes. And the first time I talked to him, I believe I cold called him. My team cold called him.
On the phone?
And on the phone.
Okay.
Yep, I just got callers dialing all day long, dialing for dollars. And they got Sawyer on the phone, and he said, yeah, I'll talk to this guy. So we had a meeting, and he was like, yeah, I like what you're saying. I don't know if I'm ready yet. So could we talk in a couple months? And I've heard that before, Clay, and you have too. And you go, I'll never hear from that guy again. But not this guy. This guy called me back, and he's like, all right, I'm ready. I need your help. Yeah. And that's how the relationship started, and now he has gotten to the top of Google. He's gotten a lot of Google reviews, and he's crushing it.
Sawyer, is your phone ringing now? It's past the mic. Is your phone ringing? Are you getting some leads?
Oh, yeah. No, I been getting more leads each week. You seem like just more than the last week are coming in. So it's working out really well.
And you sell houses, new homes.
Yep, specs. I do custom builds, all kinds of stuff, custom remodels, everything like that.
Let's crank his mic up a little bit. And you went to college where?
1 year at Southwest Mississippi, 1 year at Southeastern Louisiana, and then I went to work.
Okay, yeah. And you, I just want to make sure you're getting success looks like this or that, or it's not. I think sometimes if you watch any amount of YouTube, it's probably too much. But let me tell you how success is pitched, okay? So pull it up, Sean, real quick. YouTube. And I don't want to get sued, but I don't think I can get sued. This is so obvious what it is, but I'll pull it up. Go to YouTube, Sean. Look up Ty Lopez on a jet. Okay, so Ty Lopez is just one of the people out there. I'm sure he's totally legit. So Ty Lopez, and what he does is he gets on a jet with women. This is his move. Leah, I know you watch these videos all the time, so you'll know this. Hit play here on the video. This is, okay.
I got something badass for you.
No, you got to do Ty Lopez buys books. Sean, buy the one about he reads books. Keep hitting play. Maybe you'll
I had
find
to
it.
charter a jet, fly back from the Berkshire Hathaway meeting.
Stop,
with
let's skip
Warren
that.
Buffett.
Sean, find a different one. Find Ty. You'll come back. You know what the one I'm talking about. But Ty Lopez, he does a video where he's on. Yeah, do the one with the Lamborghini. That's also, I'm sure, very credible. Go for it. Yeah, go. Yeah, play. Yeah.
Here in my garage, just bought this new Lamborghini here.
Just bought
Fun
it.
to drive up here in the Hollywood Hills. But you know what I like a lot more than materialistic things?
No, I don't.
Knowledge.
Oh.
In fact, I'm a lot more proud of these 7 new bookshelves that I had to get installed to hold 2,000 new books that I bought. It's like the billionaire Warren Buffett says.
Stop. I get nauseous. You gotta want to do the one where he's on the jet, though, because that's my favorite. But anyway, Leah, let's go to Leah. Leah, there's a lot of this crap being sold online, though. You run a real company. What's your web address? What's your website?
918designccompany.com.
And you sell real stuff. So what's the real stuff you sell at 918design.com?
T-shirts. We do screen printing, embroidery, and promotional products.
You sell real stuff.
Yes.
918design, okay. Company.com, got it, okay. Shirts, hats. What else?
Polos, promote anything you've ever seen with a logo printed on it, pens, flashlights, all of that. We do all
Can
of
I
it.
get my face screen printed there?
On a shirt.
Okay, all right.
So you sell real stuff, but how many of you have seen these kinds of videos on YouTube? So let's take the emotion out of it for a second. What is the appeal of it? Let's ask Melissa, what's the appeal? And you're a massage therapist. What's your web address here? What's your website?
saltearthliving.com.
Saltearthliving.com?
Correct.
What do you do?
We do massage, massage, facials, reflexology, dry salt therapy, and colon hydrotherapy.
So I want you guys to go to the back cover of your book, and I'm going to walk you through 4 reasons why people buy. And let's just accept it for what it is, and then let's work through it and just make sure that we're using these things for good, but not being manipulated, okay? All right, okay? So people buy, there's 4 main reasons they buy, right? One is they want to solve a problem. Can we all relate to that, right? Yep. So what's the problem that you solve, Melissa?
Well, people's backs hurts.
Okay.
They can't breathe. They might have acne.
Yeah.
And they might have gut issues.
Sawyer, what are the problems that you solve?
Really any construction you need done. People need houses, so I build them for them.
Okay. Aaron, what are the solutions you solve?
Home builders who are wanting to be successful or wanting to grow their company, but they can't quite figure it out. Usually they're very good at construction, but not very good at running a business.
Okay, so Leah, what are the problems you solve?
We help companies with their marketing and branding and to get their message out, or we can also help them with onboarding new employees by having maybe an online store set up where new employees just jump on and get their welcome package. We can ship it anywhere in the United States. So all sorts of different problems like that.
So if you go to page 107 of the book, if you want to go to a specific page, okay, 107, page 107, Juan. I'm being very bilingually sensitive here. Okay, so page 108, 108 actually, page 108 is the page. You want to describe your ideal and likely buyer if you can. You want to describe your ideal and likely buyer, right? Who are you selling to? Okay, and you can figure out, or you just want to take notes here. Are you selling to men or women? What age? What average income? You want to just know that, okay? But there's 4 core reasons you can write down on page 108 if you want why they buy. They buy 1 because they want to solve a problem. Are we on the same page? Everybody got that? Anybody feel like you don't agree with that? Anybody? Okay. So second is people buy because they perceive they can trust you or it is a safe choice. Are we on the same page? Like, let me do an example.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. Captain, we're flying from Tulsa to Dallas. Tulsa to Dallas. Never done this before. Is this thing on? Is the mic on? Oh, no.
You know what I mean? It'd be inspire a little bit of,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain. We're flying to New York, and whoa. Uh-oh.
You don't want to hear that from your captain, right?
This is your captain flying to New York. We're at about, don't really know what that does, but whoa.
Whoa. I mean, how many of you just that, You ever been around someone with You don't want a carnival worker flying that plane, right? Because we all have kind of a fear that we're all going to die when we fly a little bit, maybe 1%, 10%, 1/10%, 100. There's a little bit of it, just a little bit. Some people it's like major, some it's a little bit. You don't want fear. Make sense? You want to say, are we on the same page? A safe choice. Are we getting that? Safe? Yep. All right. Everybody got that? Yeah. Okay. So safe. Leah, let's talk about why you're a safe choice. And this is a big thing we started working with you that I thought was powerful, is you've been doing this for a long time despite turning just 22, I think on Thursday, way to go. But we had to get testimonials on video and Google reviews. Why didn't you have a ton of reviews before we met or a ton of video testimonials? Why was that not on the site before we connected?
Well, we had never asked for them. Didn't even know we were supposed to.
There it is. So most people don't run around going, hey, can you testify to what we just, it's not a normal human behavior, right? So it's just not normal. You guys follow me on this? It's not normal, but if you want to decrease the fear, AKA the lack of trust, you need more reviews. Also, it makes you rank higher, but are we getting that? Like the more reviews you have, the more people trust you. Are we getting that idea? Okay. Third element, I don't know that it's, let's go back to Sawyer. Sawyer, you're getting leads now from people that are finding you online. Do people ever comment like, hey, I read your reviews? Do they ever say that?
I've heard it several times, like, man, I see you got a ton of good reviews online. They mentioned my testimonials I have on my website. Granted, I only have 2, but we kind of just got to that point.
But it makes you rank higher and it lowers the fear. Are we getting the same page? Mm-hmm. Melissa, do you ever hear that? Does anyone ever say, hey, I read a review? Does that never happen? Does it happen?
All the time.
Cool. We on the same page? Okay, so we got that. So they buy because they want to solve a problem. Okay, got it? Yeah. They want to have no fear. No fear. I want to buy because I trust you. Okay. The third element, this is big. Everybody taking notes here. They buy because they perceive they're getting a good deal now. I unfortunately do not tap into this as a consultant. Maybe I could, but I'm not going to. I've been doing it for 21 years, and I'm kind of more of like this is what I do. If it's a good fit, great. If it's not, great. But a lot of people will go, if you don't buy by Tuesday, we're sold out. You ever heard that pitch? There was a guy I got asked to speak at his conference about 15 years ago before I quit speaking at other people's conferences. And he did this dirty move. He's the dirtiest sales guy I've ever seen in my life, and I won't get sued, but he tapped into that get-rich-quick Lamborghini crowd. I didn't know that. I got brought in to speak, and I thought I was just speaking about time management, but I watched what he did. He was methodical and a devilish genius, this guy. He says, oh, is that Mike? Is that you? And you look around, and it's like a heavyweight champion boxer right there. And he's like, Mike, hey, Mike. So you assume that Mike must be his client, right? And he infers he is. Mike, I didn't know you were here. And you're like, is that a heavyweight? What? Because you're kind of like, I see. No way. And he was in Vegas, so he filled the crowd with like 4 or 5 former whatevers. So in the crowd, you see them, but they're not really speaking. They're just there. So you would infer he works with them. But he doesn't. But it created that vibe, right? And then he would say, now, if you sign up, his thing was he would teach you how to become a millionaire author. That was his guarantee. I'll teach you to become a millionaire author. And if you read the language, it was totally bogus. It was like wrapping you into a big contract, you know. He and I got into a big argument before I spoke because he was like, why don't you do contracts? I'm like, because I don't know. I just don't like the contractual locking. I don't want to con people and then put them into a track where they're stuck, you know. He's like, well, why do they stick with you? I'm like, because they don't want to contract. They don't want to shrink, right? So anyway, but he's like all about fine print. Who knows what I'm talking about? Who's ever been in like a timeshare deal where you can't get out of it or something? So he would do this, but what he would do is he would create this energy of like, well, and this is the third element. It's most people are doing it. You know what I mean? The crowd. Like most people, like
9 out of 10 dentists recommend this.
and you're like, 9 out of 10 dentists recommend glyphosate? I might as well have a glyphosate popsicle right now. Have you ever seen this where they're pitching something that's not healthy, but it's recommended by
9 out of 10 celebrities recommend the COVID shots. Do it now. Do it now.
You saw that? Hi, I'm a celebrity and I'm getting a COVID shot right now, right in my eyeball. You know, oh, okay, I should do it too. You ever seen that? It's like they're pitching, right? Most people. So this guy, he would bring celebrities in the room, and so you felt like, wow, there's a lot of celebrities. And then he would say, he'd bring you up there and he would say, now, we only have 4 availabilities for our Millionaire Book Program. And if you could just sign, you know, and then what he did is he had a room, and in the back, he paid people to rush forward. So you felt like you had to, have you been to these? Am I the only one who's seen this? Every time, my wife one time got really roped in at an event. It was dangerous. It was like we were kind of newly married, and I'm like, don't go forward. They're like, if you don't hate yourself, go forward. And she's like, I don't want to go forward. I want to go forward. I don't want. And she felt the tractor beam like from Star Wars. Woo, bum, 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 bum. Who's been at that thing? Bum, bum, bum. Woo, woo. Don't go forward.
Go forward unless you hate your future. Go forward. Do you hate your future?
Who's been to that thing before? That's that pressure. Go for it. Anyway, so this guy, and then he would say, now we have 4 availabilities, and people would just run. And I'm like, dude, we got off the stage. I go, dude, I watched you backstage. I spoke first. I'm the credible guy, and then he would come afterwards. You know, I didn't know that was I was being used for. And I'm like, you're sick. He's like, oh, yeah, I'm sick. He's like the dodgeball character, you know, the guy from Dodgeball, the shady gym owner. He like embraced his snakiness. He's like, oh, it's amazing. It's amazing. It's a weird. So what people buy because most people buy. Are we getting that idea? So how do you use it for good? Just get testimonials, get Google reviews, show examples of your work. Come on, videos, images. Don't like make a bunch of t-shirts and not show that you do it. Like, you know what I mean? Get examples of your work. There he is. Yeah, that kind of energy. So you want to make sure you get, are we on the same page? Nobody wants to be the first person that you've ever done work for. Get examples. Okay, so let's recap the reasons, okay? 1, what's reason number 1 people buy? Come on. What's that? To solve a problem. It's very basic. I'm going to Jiffy Lube today. It's not because I got a quick pitch. It's just I need to change my oil, okay? Second, what is it? Trust. There's like a trust. Like, man, I trust you. Wow, John, you're a good mover. I can trust you. It seems pretty safe to me. Okay, you got a lot of, Okay, third is what? Perception of like a good deal, like I'm going to go now, I got to move forward right now. It's like, well, if I buy 2 towels, I get 1 free. Who's discovered you can't save money by spending money? Aaron, have you ever had this thought before? It says you save $100 by buying 3 towels. Have you seen this?
I call it my wife's math.
Come on.
Yeah, she does the dirty Saturday afternoon move where she comes home. She's been at the mall. Yeah. I can smell the mall on her when she comes in, you know. She's like, honey, I saved us so much money
So
today.
much money.
And I'm like, really? Because I kept getting these alerts about money being spent, but you're saying you
gun
saved
shows do this to men too. Men come back, I saved us $10,000. How did you save $10,000? Well, I got an AR and a safe. Okay, you see? Okay, all right. Now the fourth reason. There's just again. There's you can write books about thousands of reasons they buy. There's it's got to be okay. It has to feel good. It has to feel good. You know what I mean? You have to go, I am kind of enjoying this process. So when they go in to buy a shirt from you, or shirts, Leah, let's go back to you. When they buy shirts from you, and they compare, and they look around, you make it a good experience. Like I buy from you all the time. I like buying from you. Let's talk about that for a second. Some t-shirt companies, they make you hate yourself. By the time you buy the shirt, you hate yourself. Why is that important for your customers to like the process?
Well, it keeps them coming back, and that is something that we really talk about in training is just your delivery and the way you interact with the client, and that you want them to almost, by the time we're through with the first order, we need to have a relationship with them almost to where they feel like that we're friends and we're on their side and that we understand their goals and what they're trying to accomplish.
A better way for me to articulate this would be, in the absence of a value experience, price is the only consideration. So in the absence of a value experience, price is the only consideration. So in the absence of a valuable experience, so I think about firework world. Melissa, you got to keep me out of firework world. I love fireworks so much, but it's like you make firework world a fun place to be. You know, maybe we just change the music a little bit. I'm not saying it's not good. I don't know, but I'm just saying you just, you know, it's like, you know, Born in the USA is playing Living in America, James Brown, and it's a 60-minute playlist that makes you hate yourself. But for me, because I'm only there for an hour, maybe it feels like the best. It's just like Lee Greenwood, and it's just, how many of you can feel the patriotism when you're shooting off like bottle rockets or something? You're just like, pew, 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 Roman candles, America. Who gets excited about fireworks?
Yeah. Salute everybody as they walk in the door. You just, you know.
The one guy that's missing a hand didn't put his hand up, but you get the idea. So, you know, so you can make the experience fun, right? You just get the up-tempo music. So you say, how do I do that? If think about your business and just write it down, come back to it later, but it's sights, sounds, smells, experience, okay? Sights, sounds, smells, experience. So sights, one of the things we have, sights, and I try to surround you guys with visuals of client success stories, okay? Sights. That's just, you know, success. How many of you saw a success story yesterday or today, you looked at it and you thought, what is this? And you read it. Who spent some time just reading one of them, looking at it, what is this? Okay, so sights, okay. Sounds, that's going to be like the music. A lot of businesses, you go in, there's no music. A said law firm that I spent a lot of time with last year, there's no music. And he's like, we're not trying to create an up-tempo environment. People are losing their souls and their life fortunes. And it needs to be a time of contemplation. So we don't have an up-tempo playlist. I'm like, I don't know, man. If you just had a little, I'd feel less bad about paying you $350 per hour. Come on, you know.
It's like the funeral parlor without the music. Is that what you're
Right?
saying?
Just take me to the fun room. Let me go in the fun room. Anyway, sights, sounds that are appropriate, right? Smells, okay? Smell. My septic tank is overflowing. Dear God, that's why I just paid that guy. For $1,200, you too can pay a septic.
Oh, yeah.
It's like $1,100.
Hey, but the firewood. Did you guys smell
firewood.
that? It's beautiful smell.
But you know what? The smell. You got to get that smell. Get the sight, sound, smells, experiences, okay? But we want to nail all that. I just want to be very clear that big idea is, one, what does success look like? Everybody here can do it. But you got to start somewhere, okay? So I want to go back to Leah. When you started your company, 918 Design, like when did you start? Why did you start? What happened?
Like way back in the beginning, my daughter was a gymnast, and it's expensive, and so we decided to sell some T-shirts.
Wow.
And we rocked along for, you know, like I raised my kids and everything. But then in 21, I met Clay, and everything changed from there. He changed my life.
Can you share, because you were going through a thing. Do you want to talk about the thing, or do you want to be vague about the thing?
Like my husband?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Or not?
I lost my husband. He was killed in a car wreck. So we were screen printing in-house and everything. So I ended up, he was my screen printer, so I sold my equipment and I just kept embroidery in-house. And we contracted that out. And we actually, even after we met Clay, we did that. But then, and just being in 21 when I met Clay, we had done $375,000. And we ended, and it wasn't the beginning of 21 either. We ended that year over 600. The next year we did almost $1 million. We missed it by just a little bit, and that would have been in 22.
One thing about Leah, she might not know, behind my hardened, pale, odd exterior, I like her about 25% more than she thinks. Aww. You know, and so, but what she was going through, she just lost her husband, and I'm trying to like be empathetic, like I really care, but I also have to be like, we got to sell something.
Yeah.
And so she did a great job of taking that energy and putting it into action. But also you want to have compassion. So it's kind of a challenge. But that woman, if you're going through something, that's someone you need to meet, okay? Also, she'll probably sell you some T-shirts if you need to. But I'm just telling you, it's like there's a lot going on, but she was like, you know what? I'm just going to put on blinders and put in the work. And it was pretty awesome seeing that. But again, it probably didn't feel like the right time to grow it, but maybe it did. I don't know.
When we started doing what he asked us to do, it just happened. And so now we're almost 5 years in. And I sent him a text maybe a month ago, him and Andrew, and I told him, you know, like who's calling us has completely changed, and we're actually in the process of trying to change, like over the next couple of years, like who we even do business with. So when I met Clay, we were doing little 12-piece orders with, the mom of the soccer team or whatever, the 5-year-old soccer team. And now we're doing orders for the Gathering Place, for Crossland Construction, for Sherwood Construction. And so like our customer has changed and evolved to where it's totally different. A $12-piece T-shirt order is a couple $100, and my office manager Brittany closed a $29,000 order last week.
Come on, Brittany!
With a construction company that I don't know. I don't totally understand the relationship, but everything they print's in Google colors, so they're affiliated with Google somehow, and so like our customer has completely changed, and that's because we have 1,500 Google reviews, and people. When the Gathering Place called me, they said, I've online and I found you and I've gone through your reviews and I do not understand why we've never worked with you before. And I said, I don't either. Let's go. And so
now, real quick, one more thing I want to bring up here. I want to bring up Melissa real quick. I want to get Melissa's thoughts. Melissa, you'd gone through a lot. You're going through a lot. You went through a lot. But you decided to turn that weirdness into success, or that oddness, or that terrible thing, or whatever the things were. Can you kind of share about, your journey? Because you're doing things, you're turning it around, you're growing it, but you've been through a lot. You can share what you want or not, but you went through a lot.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you keep us as a client, and we will be as big as your Gathering Place people. But we opened in the middle of COVID, so 2020, opened a room that involves putting 10 people in the same room to breathe the same air for 45 minutes. Why not? In a respiratory pandemic.
Great timing.
Absolutely. But we made it. We actually made a profit the first year, made a profit the second year, had enough to even expand, double our space, and pay cash. And then I got hit by a drunk driver and suffered a brain injury, had to have all the nerves in my neck burned. And by that time, I had gotten to where I was only a third of the income doing massage. But still, when you take a third of the income out, it's bad. So we went into what I felt like was severe debt, crushing for my husband and I. I mean, it was a lot. So when actually it was Aaron's sister who convinced me to come to Clay and got started, we were over $100,000 in debt. And to be honest, I don't even know what my first steps were. I was trying to think about that earlier. I'm like, I don't even know what I did. I just know I did it. And next week, I will be debt-free.
All right! Hey!
Yeah!
That's great.
Yeah!
I'm excited.
So I want to do real quick, and then we're going to take a break here, is I'm going to bring up Tyler real quick. This is Tyler. And so you want to make a no-brainer. We talked about the 4 reasons people buy, okay? But it all needs to be, has a no-brainer behind it. So what I'm going to do, and if you don't want to do it, that's fine, but this is what I'm doing. This is how no-brainers work. I'm going to show you a no-brainer, and then maybe you like it, maybe you don't. But this is Tyler, and Tyler, his website is Integrated Payment Services. If you go to thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, because it's so short, thrivetimeshow.com/credit-card, you can pull up there, Sean. Steve Currington, our mortgage guy, he told me, he said, hey, you should switch to Tyler. And I said, no. Because my guy, who I used for credit card processing, he looked just like Sean Connery. Sean, can you adjust that? Because it's all cluttered and weird. Maybe Command plus or minus or something. Yeah. Anyway, so my credit card guy looked like Sean Connery, and I kind of wanted that in a credit card guy.
That's not me.
Have you ever had a vendor you like and you just like them? You ever had that? You like? And so this guy had been with him for 10 years and no problem. And then my dad called me, and my dad said, this is kind of dates it, because my dad was passing away. It was like when I started working with you is when my dad passed, kind of thing. And my dad was like, hey, credit card guy died. And I'm like, Too Cool Keith died? Credit card Keith? Sean Connery?
Sean Connery?
Yeah. I'm like, no, frick. He looked just like a beard, like from Indiana Jones,
Is this why you like me, because I look like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson?
Yeah, exactly.
Very similar?
Will you, Sean, will you look up Sean Connery so we get it? Sean Connery, Indiana Jones. Who knows who Sean Connery was, And Keith was kind of this professorial guy. He sold credit cards, but he kind of would talk philosophy. So I'd say, how are you? That's how he looked. And I'm like, hey, how are you, man? And he's like, Clay, I read this new book. and it's incredible. You're gonna love it. And it's E-Myth. Have you read E-Myth? I'm like, oh, I read E-Myth. He's like, let's talk. And we're talking about E-Myth, and we never even talked about credit cards. It was just always about E-Myth or how's your wife, how's your kids, and Too Cool Keith. He's a cool guy, and I'm going. So my dad calls this Too Cool Keith. You know, we went up to heaven, and I'm going, son of a. And these credit card companies, who knows what they do? Don't they raise rates incrementally over time because they know you don't look? So Tyler, when you talk to people, how often have they told you they haven't looked at their credit card, what they pay in a year or 2 or 5?
Oh, all the time. It's never, I don't know anyone that I talk to that says, oh yeah, we know exactly what we pay. We look at it every single month. Like, no one.
So Steve said, you got to compare rates with this guy. And my reaction was, no, because I work with, and then I'm going, but I don't. You know, and I go, Dad, quick, let's look. We look, and the fees had gone up quite a bit since Sean Connery passed away because the new guy just raised the rates. And so I sat down and I said, okay, let's compare rates. And I know because we've worked with Tyler since that time, but I think we saved, and I don't want to exaggerate the number, but I want to say it was like $8,000 or $9,000 in the first year.
I looked at it. It was $9,200.
Just that first year, you know, and that's like 92 hot dates with my wife if I convince her to go to Olive Garden. You know what I mean? So anyway, growing a business, there's offense and defense. And as we kind of transition into the remaining part, we're going to talk a little more about defense. We're going to talk about accounting and systems and looking at it. But unit economics are so important that you look at the numbers. You look at them. You know, you look at them. And most people don't want to. If I had a conference where I said, you're going to learn accounting and how to save money in unit economics, most people would go, I think I'll go outside and pet the animals. No one wants to do that, right? And so, I'm telling you with Tyler is if you will compare rates, I'm going to have, where's Dallas? Dallas, are you here? Dallas? Okay, so you go see Dallas, and then Dallas, James, will you take Dallas to my super secret cash area? Okay, and then give Dallas like a bunch of tens, okay? And so if you compare rates with Tyler, we'll give you $10 to do so. And how long does it take? What's the maximum length?
15 minutes.
15 minutes? And what do you save people on average?
$3,500 a year.
So $3,500, and it takes how long?
15 minutes.
Okay. And then what weird happens after that? What kind of weird stuff happens?
Nothing
How
weird.
do you make people hate you? What do you do?
We have no contracts.
Okay.
Everything's month to month.
No contracts month to month?
15 years in, we've never raised anyone's rates.
Someone doesn't like you. Someone has a concern about this. Someone feels a hard pitch. Aaron, what's a question you'd ask him? Rude question you'd ask him.
So are there any hidden fees that are annual, anything like that?
No.
Are there certain card types you don't take?
No.
Do you work with the Antichrist directly,
Absolutely
dude?
not.
Wow.
Are you funding the third
Didn't think of that
temple,
one.
dude? No. Any questions you guys? Because
I will say too, like recently we are one of the first in the United States that's a certified reseller of Square. So you can actually go through us now for a Square account.
Do you donate to super woke organizations, dude?
Absolutely not.
Do you sell my information?
Yeah, dude.
No. Okay.
Anything else you can ask? I can think of because I think for me, yeah, go, yeah. There. See, JD's coming in hot. He is pissed. Go for it, JD.
Tomorrow morning.
Glory! Okay, Dallas, you got those tens ready?
Okay.
We're 10. Because of inflation, we used to give people $5. Now with inflation, you got to do 10. Pretty soon.
Yeah, we do.
Okay. Yes, ma'am.
Any kind of card you can think of, we do.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Offline payments.
Storing forward. Well, we do offline. Then as soon as you can get somewhere to connect it to internet or 5G, the payments will go through.
If I want to go back to the carbon copy version with the little slider
Nope.
thing they did in the 1970s,
Can't do
can
that
you do
anymore.
that?
No, that's not compliant
Oh,
anymore.
see, guys, don't use them. That's the hottest new thing, that little slider thing.
Yeah, we do that.
Yes.
Yeah, we work with a lot of We can't embed with Jobber.
Can't?
We do have an integration with Service Titan, and then we also have our own software called Field XL.
Ooh, stumped him. Yeah. Okay. Any other questions? So anyway, the tile. Yeah. Go for it. Is it similar to Donor Box?
As far as like giving,
Yeah, what are you, dude?
so
Quit hiding behind all the hype.
We're the credit card processing company. So if your business needs to accept credit cards as a form of payment, that's who we would be. Whether it's for a donation or if it's
Now, let me tell you one thing about
service
Tyler.
or an actual product.
We were at the Metro Christian game. How many of you meet people in public and you don't want to see them?
Oh, yeah.
So I was at Cassia Hall. I ran into you at Cassia Hall.
Yep.
And at Cassia Hall, it's kind of a weird energy for me there because Cassia Hall is kind of the bougie school in Tulsa. A lot of my clients go there. My kids go to Metro, and you're kind of that rivalry energy going. Like, you bougie people, we're going to destroy you bougie people. You know, there's kind of that fun rivalry energy going. I run into a lot of clients there. It's kind of a fun place to be. And I run into you, and I'm like, hey, guys, this is the credit card guy. This is the guy. This guy replaced Too Cool Keith. This guy is the golden baby. And they're like, why do you have an emotional, borderline inappropriate relationship with this man? I'm like, he saves me at least $9,000 a year. This is why I take your mom on dates. Like, even though I've had a vasectomy, we may have a sixth kid because of this man. That's how good it is.
Wow.
Whoa.
That's
this
not
guy's
even,
like the
that's not even
Viagra
possible.
of business.
That's not even possible.
No, my kids are like, stop talking about that, Dad. I'm like, no. This guy makes date night possible, you sickos. We just hold hands. That's what we do. Anyway, so I'm just saying, and they're like, no, Dad, seriously, what is your... I'm like, no, I'm kidding. This guy, I love this guy. They're like, stop talking about it. I can't do it. Too Cool Keith is gone. He's up in heaven with Jesus. He's a counselor, advisor up there somehow. He's working with Jesus right now. And he sent us Tyler. And until Tyler moves on to meet Jesus in 107 years, he's with us. Okay, so any other questions for Mr. T? Tyler, the big... Yes. What are the costs? Yeah, quit hiding behind the hype, dude.
So we do straight cost. Who here accepts credit cards? So many hands. Most of you are probably on like flat rate, like a Square or a Stripe model, where they'd say, here's what it's going to be, and we can do that if that's what you like. But we also prefer to do cost plus pricing, where you actually get the cost from the card brand, and then on top of that, we charge 0.2% and 5 cents.
Now real quick, just for clear.
Does that make sense?
Some people do that, some people don't. I do not. Some people do, some people don't. Okay, Melissa, yeah. What would be the benefits of her going from Square to you? She sells fireworks, and she also sells weapons to the Iranians. Just kidding. All right.
I mean, we have a bunch of gun sales, so we don't mind that.
To the Iranians.
I don't know if it would or it wouldn't. That's usually what we do in the 15 minutes that we have a conversation. So I'd love to talk with you and then see if we'd be a good fit.
Anything else? Questions? And again, I want to make sure we're getting the sales. What sales is? I just make sure sales. We get this. Sales is simply
One up there.
you're paying. Oh, go up there. Sales is simply you're paying someone to solve a problem. That's all it is. And you got to get comfortable with dealing with like the questions. And if you're trying to sell anything, right, you want to ask the customer, do you have questions, and then not hide from them. And I think a lot of us in sales, if we're not honest, we try to hide from questions. We hope they don't ask a question. Because we do, if they ask, we're like, oh no, I've heard about that. And we view a question as an attack, where the customer says, well, what's the difference between you and the other pest control company? Listen here, sister, don't attack me. You know, how many of you know what I'm talking about? Some salespeople, if you ask them a question, they view it as a personal attack. So why do you charge money for your service? Listen here, you know. Heard about people like you coming in here attacking me, negotiating all the time. Just questions. So I'm trying to tee it up because this is sales, okay? And again, I'm going to pay you $10 to compare rates because when you leave this conference, I've got two promises I want to make to you. One, you should make more money as a result of coming to this conference. And two, you should save money as a result of this conference. Thus, it paid for itself. So this is how we get there. Yes, sir. Who does QuickBooks use?
They use Intuit. We have a direct integration with QuickBooks. You could use us and still use QuickBooks for invoicing and payments.
Sonia looks like a nice person, but she's going to ask you a tough question. Get ready. Here you go. Yeah.
You can for your website. You can't for the in-store.
You can for online, but you can't
in-store.
In-store.
Shopify doesn't allow us to integrate for in-store, but they do allow us to integrate through the website.
Upstairs, we have a beautiful man up there. Sir, yell it down.
Yeah, absolutely.
And again, the reason why I use Tyler is because I don't have to think about it. But let me tell you what I do. When I do think about it, he fixes it right away. You ever had to call a credit card guy who didn't care to call you back for a week? So I like that I can call him, and how many of you are so tired of people ghosting? Are you tired of this? Like people have like one issue and they block you and ghost you for a month and a half. You're like in detention because you asked a question at Christmas. So Cousin Eddie, why do you? You're on block. You're timeout for a month and a half now. You can't talk to Eddie anymore because he's. How many of you are tired of the ghosting thing? And how many of you see vendors that ghost you? You know they're getting their call, but they're not going to respond to you right now. He responds real fast. That's what I like. But other questions?
We have rules in our office. Rule number 1 in our office: always answer your phone.
Rule number 1: bilingually sensitive. Back to you, JD. Automated installments or payments?
Yes, we can do that.
Question. Yeah, no, this guy, he's one of the meanest people I've ever met. He is.
Like it.
Yeah. Okay. Go for it, John.
Yeah. So the card brands set the same rates for every processor in the United States. We all have the same costs. So they can vary depending on the type of card and the issuing bank. So we just pass on that cost.
Yep.
And then that's the only thing that we charge on top of it. Doesn't matter. They all have their own. MasterCard has 100 different rates, anywhere from less than 0.1% to 3.25.
So what we're going to do real quick here is we're going to take a quick break. The band's going to get all ready to go. And then we're going to do is if you want to talk to Tyler, I'm going to send you over there to Dallas. That's Dallas right there. He's a beautiful man. That's Dallas. He's kind of Mike Lindell Jr. Look at Mike Lindell. Look at down. There was a guy who pointed out. Who's the guy that pointed this out? Who pointed this out? There was one of our great attendees who's like, that's Mike Lindell Jr. over there. Look at this guy.
Jeremy Schweitzer pointed that out.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, it's an incredible observation. Now I can't even. I'm like, hey, Dallas, can you stand in front of Mike Lindell real quick, just so we can get that? Can you over there in the corner? Can we get it? Oh, yeah, hey, Robert,
it's
we get a photo of this?
Mustache.
Can we get a photo of this? Because this is really good. With the My Pillow guy, yeah. Just get a quick. Can we get that photo? That's like you just look at this. This is good. This is. Look at this, Mike Lindell Jr. Look at that. Is that good? That's good. That's good. We'll put that up on the screen. You can get that to Sean. We'll put it on the screen because that's hot right there. That's good stuff. That was a good observation. Entrepreneurs have those kind of observations, okay? Any other questions before? Okay, so if we want to meet you, you head on over there. Will you stick around for a while?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's hear it for Leah, 918 Designs, her company there. Sawyer, you had a hot take. Yeah.
It would be really helpful if everyone went and left me a review, innovativecustomhomesllc.com. That way I don't get it talking too bad on our next meeting on Wednesday. So they said I had to get a certain amount this weekend, so.
Oh, there it is.
Innovative Custom Homes, all right. And anybody who wants to talk to the Iranian weapons dealer, she'll be out back.
That's great. Okay, now again, if you're looking for apparel, I work with Leah, great lady. Looking for massage therapy right there, Melissa, check them out. We'll come back here at 2:05. Coming back at 2:05. It's 4:48. We're coming back at 2:05. Meet Tyler over there in the bar. Tyler Dallas will be in the bar. He'll take care of you. $10 to compare rates. $10 to compare rates. $10. $10.
But that Clay Clark, man, he is one character.
It's a good word for him. Character. Yeah, that is it.
Good, driven, smart, and I've never met a guy who was so hyper all the time. He's doing so much good, and then I met his mother, and she just says, she just lets him be Clay Clark. I mean, so he's endorsed by his mother, and he's doing magnificent work. So it was great meeting you out there and all the people that he surrounds himself with. Clay Clark starts his days at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, it's incredible. Yeah, he's a machine. He's a machine.
Yeah. But I have problems with my company starting at 9 o'clock. Yes, hundreds of people showing up at 5 a.m. in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Man, he's a leader of a leader. He's a fantastic young man.
No, he is. He is.
He has such a wealth of knowledge. He's worked with so many different companies and different businesses. he could take a concept that he's used before in the past with somebody totally different industry and see how it would work perfectly for you in whatever niche market you're in or whatever type of service you're providing. And so his brain is just a wealth of knowledge, and just to have that type of perspective on, as a part of your team and your own company is huge, super valuable. So I would definitely encourage people to use him. But one thing is, you got to be coachable. You got to be wanting to get feedback. You got to be wanting to really grow your company. You got to want to put that extra 10 hours a week to working on your business and not just in your business. And so, yes, I would recommend it to anybody who's wanting to grow their company and provide great systems, checklists, workflows, great encouragement, and have accountability.
Hi, I'm Aaron Antis with Shaw Homes. I first heard about Clay through a mortgage lender here in town who had told me what a great job he had been doing for them, and I actually noticed he was driving a Lamborghini all of a sudden, so I was willing to listen. In my career, I've sold a little over $800 million in real estate. So honestly, I thought I kind of knew everything about marketing and homes. And then I met Clay, and my perception of what I knew and what I could do definitely changed. After doing $800 million in sales over a 15-year career, I really thought I knew what I was doing. I've been managing a large team of salespeople for the last 10 years here with Shaw Homes. And I mean, we've been a company that's been in business for 35 years. We've become one of the largest builders in the Tulsa area, and that was without Clay. So when I came to know Clay, I really thought, man, there's not much more I need to know, but I'm willing to listen. The interesting thing is our internet leads from our website has actually, in a 4-month period of time, has gone from somewhere around 10 to 15 leads in a month to 180 internet leads in a month. Just from the few things that he's shown us how to implement that I honestly probably never would have come up with on my own. So I got a lot of good things to say about the system that Clay put in place with us, and it's just been an incredible experience. I am very glad that we met and had the opportunity to work with Clay. So the interaction with the team and with Clay on a weekly basis is honestly very enlightening. One of the things that I love about Clay's perspective on things is that he doesn't come from my industry. He's not somebody who's in the home building industry. I've listened to all the experts in my field. Our company has paid for me to go to seminars, international builders shows, all kinds of places where I've had the opportunity to learn from the experts in my industry. But the thing that I found working with Clay is that he comes from such a broad spectrum of working with so many different types of businesses that he has a perspective that's difficult for me to gain because I get so entrenched in what I do, I'm not paying attention to what other leading industry experts are doing. And Clay really brings that perspective for me. It is very valuable time every week when I get that hour with him. From my perspective, the reason that any business owner who's thinking about hooking up with Thrive needs to definitely consider it is because the results that we've gotten in a very short period of time are honestly monumental. It has really exceeded my wildest expectation of what he might be able to do. I came in skeptical because I'm very pragmatic, and as I've gone through the process over just a few months, I've realized it's probably one of the best moves we've ever made. I think a lot of people probably feel like they don't need a business or marketing consultant because they maybe are a little bit prideful and like to think they know everything. I know that's how I felt coming in. I mean, we're a big company that's definitely one of the largest in town. And so we kind of felt like we knew what we were doing. And I think for a lot of people, they let their ego get in the way of listening to somebody that might have a better or different perspective than theirs. I would just really encourage you, if you're thinking about working with Clay, I mean, the thing is, it's month to month. Go give it a try and see what happens. I think in the 35-year history of Shaw Homes, this is probably the best thing that's happened to us. And I know if you give them a shot, I think you'll feel the same way. I know for me, the thing I would have missed out on if I didn't work with Clay is I would have missed out on literally an 1,800% increase in our internet leads. Going from 10 a month to 180 a month, that would have been a huge financial decision to just decide not to give it a shot. I would absolutely recommend Clay Clark to anybody who's thinking about working with somebody in marketing. I would skip over anybody else you were thinking about, and I would go straight to Clay and his team. I guarantee you're not going to regret it, because we sure haven't.
My name is Danielle Sprick, and I am the founder of D Sprick Realty Group here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. After being a stay-at-home mom for 12 years and my 3 kids started school and they were in school full-time, I was at a crossroads and trying to decide what do I want to do? My degree and my background is in education, but after being a mom and staying home and all of that, I just didn't have a passion for it like I once did. My husband suggested real estate. He's a home builder, so real estate and home building go hand in hand, and we just rolled with it. I love people, I love working with people, I love building relationships, but one thing that was really difficult for me was the business side of things. The processes and the advertising and marketing. I knew that I did not have what I needed to make that what it should be. So I reached out to Clay at that time, and he and his team have been extremely instrumental in helping us build our brand, help market our business, our agents, the homes that we represent. Everything that we do is a direct line from Clay and his team and all that they've done for us. We launched our brokerage, our real estate brokerage, 8 months ago. And in that time, we've gone from myself and one other agent to just this week, we signed on our 16th agent. We have been blessed with the fact that we right now have just over 10 million in pending transactions. 3 years ago, I never would have even imagined that I would be in this role that I'm in today, building a business, having 16 agents. But I have to give credit where credit's due. And Clay and his team and the business coaching that they've offered us has been huge. It's been instrumental in what we're doing. Don't ever limit your vision. When you dream big, big things happen.
I started a business because I couldn't work for anyone else. I do things my way. I do what I think is in the best interest of the patient. I don't answer to insurance companies. I don't answer to large corporate organizations. I answer to my patient, and that's it. My thought when I opened my clinic was I can do this all myself. I don't need additional outside help in many ways. I went to medical school. I can figure this out. But it was a very, very steep learning curve. Within the first 6 months of opening my clinic, I had a $63,000 embezzlement. I lost multiple employees. Clay helped us weather the storm of some of the things that are just a lot of people experience, especially in the medical world. He was instrumental in helping with the specific written business plan. He's been instrumental in hiring good quality employees, using the processes that he outlines for getting in good talent, which is extremely difficult. He helped me in securing the business loans. He helped me with web development and search engine optimization. We've been able to really keep a steady stream of clients coming in because they found us on the web. With everything that I encountered, everything that I experienced, I quickly learned it is worth every penny to have someone in your team that can walk you through and even avoid some of the pitfalls that are almost invariable in starting your own business. I'm Dr. Chad Edwards, and I own Revolution Health and Wellness Clinic.
Clay, my honor to be on your show, and thank you for all you do. I hear the ripple effects from you are good ripple effects, you know what I mean? People rave about what they learned from you, so congratulations.
And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. Hi, I'm Kelsey with K&D's Woodward Finishing, business owner at 23. So I've been working this K&D's company for about 5 years now, and we started working with Thrive not too long ago. And we went from expecting maybe 250,000 this year to we're at 400,000. That's what we're going to hit or exceed. So we're pretty excited about that. It's been pretty much just listening to what they have to say. Their hiring process has just really been incredible as far as finding good quality help, and the just the accountability of meeting up with them weekly, and like such good insight, the resources that they have for specific business questions. It's all been really incredible. It's been a great experience, so I would recommend it to anybody.
What I've seen from Clay and his group at Thrive is they'll give you a simple system, and it's the simple systems are the ones that people can wrap their brain around. They're the ones that people can work with on a day-to-day basis.
Hi there, my name is Stephanie Pipkin. I am 24 years old and I own Black River Falls Cleaning Services. We opened in April of 2019 and it is now mid-June of 2020. So I wanted to talk today about the success and growth I have achieved by implementing the Proven Path with Clay Clark's team and my business coach Luke from Thrivetime. It has been insane to say the least. I started working with them in mid-February of this year, so we're about 4 months in of working together, and it has completely transformed my business in pretty much every facet. So I'm gonna check my notes here. So in 4 months, my leads have tripled. I was getting probably like 2 leads a week. Now I'm getting more in the like 10 to 15 leads a week. I have doubled my number of employees. I'm now hitting the highest revenue weeks in the history of the company, week to week it seems like. We went from about 6 appointments today as our highest in February to now 14 to 15 appointments a day. And hiring quality employees has become much simpler and less stressful by using their systems for hiring. I typically only get maybe 2 complaints a month, if that, and everybody shows up to work. I just have really high quality employees now, especially in something people typically consider a high turnover type of work, you know, cleaning houses, cleaning businesses. I have amazing employees now, and I get rid of the ones who are not so amazing and bring on new ones because of, you know, group interviews and interviewing every single week. It's just been great, and such I don't waste as much time on low quality candidates anymore. And your coach will hold you accountable. I mean, which I love. Again, the tough love is really great. You know, Luke's like a stern father figure, but he's also nice, but also stern when he needs to be, when I'm being lazy and not doing the things that I know I need to do because I don't want to do them. So that's just great. Worth every penny. I mean, I'd pay him $1 million a month if I can, and maybe someday I'll be able to, but I would just say go for it. If it seems like a good fit, just go for it. Do what they say, even if you think it's stupid or ridiculous, just do what they say because it'll work. You know, people, when they look at my business, you know, people in my town, they think I'm lucky. They think I'm just, you know, things just happen for me. And, you know, maybe I am lucky, but it has a lot to do with hard work and, you know, perseverance and, you know, working till you cry sometimes. That's just being an entrepreneur, which if you're a business owner, you understand that. But it's having these systems in place of, you know, of course I'm going to be successful. It's an absolute because I have all this stuff in the background happening, and I have Luke and Clay and everybody on their team working really hard to make sure that I'm a success. And I can tell that they are just so excited every single week when I'm having all these wins and things like that. They're so excited for me. So it's the best thing ever, and I would suggest to anybody to work with them. So sorry for the long-winded reply, but I just had so much to say, and I could go on for hours probably about how amazing they are. But thank you to Clay and Luke and the entire team there, everything you guys have done for me, and I am so excited to continue to work with you for years to come. Thanks so much for watching.
My saying is, if it's important to you, hire a coach. And I think that's one of the reasons people are not successful is they eat a cheeseburger instead of hiring a coach, you know what I mean? And so my coach pushes me. They're younger than me. They push harder. They're trained. And as my rich dad always said, amateurs don't have a coach, but professionals always have coaches. So I've always had coaches for whatever was important. My rich dad was one of those persons. I wanted to learn how to play Monopoly in real life. So he was my coach.
The Thrivetime Show, 2-day interactive business workshops, are the highest and most reviewed business workshops on the planet.
You can learn the proven 13-point business systems that Dr. Zellner and I have used over and over to start and grow successful companies. I mean, we get into the specific steps on what you need to do to optimize your website. We're going to teach you how to fix your conversion rate. We're going to teach you how to do a social media marketing campaign that works. How do you raise capital? How do you get a small business loan? We teach you everything you need to know here during a 2-day, 15-hour workshop. It's all here for you. You work every day in your business, but for 2 days you can escape and work on your business and build these proven systems so now you can have a successful company that will produce both the time freedom and the financial freedom that you deserve. You're going to leave energized, motivated, but you're also going to leave empowered. The reason why I've built these workshops is because as an entrepreneur, I always wish that I had this. And because there wasn't anything like this, I would go to these motivational seminars, no money down, real estate, Ponzi scheme, get motivated seminars, and they would never teach me anything. It was like you went there and you paid for the big chocolate Easter bunny, but inside of it, it was a hollow nothingness. And I wanted the knowledge, and they're like, oh, but we'll teach you the knowledge after our next workshop. And the great thing is we have nothing to upsell. At every workshop, we teach you what you need to know. There's no one in the back of the room trying to sell you some next big get-rich-quick, walk-on-hot coals product. It's literally, we teach you the brass tacks, the specific stuff that you need to know to learn how to start and grow a business. And I encourage you to not believe what I'm saying, and I want you to Google the Z66 auto auction. I want you to Google elephant in the room. Look at Robert Zellner and Associates. Look them up and say, are they successful because they're geniuses, or are they successful because they have a proven system? When you do that research, you will discover that the same systems that we use in our own business can be used in your business. Come to Tulsa, book a ticket, and I guarantee you it's going to be the best business workshop ever, and we'll even give you your money back if you don't love it. We've built this facility for you, and we're excited to see you.